Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm sitting knitting a little one. This is some of the wool that Sandra sent me. I think it's Wilco. Well, I do knit things to sell at the weekend, and I have been asked. I have a little cardigan with this pattern. Oh, you can see it on my shop. But it's only for like a 0 to 3 month baby size, and this is one of the patterns. I thought I'd made it up myself actually. It's don't really have a name for it, but I found out when I got I think it was it was a book that Sandra sent me with a lot of knitting patterns in. I actually found this pattern in that book, so I actually made it up, but it had been made up before I made it up. So, and they called it caterpillar stitch. But theirs was the stitch here was a lot longer, which probably made it look more like a caterpillar. But when I do a little baby ones, I just do it this 4 rows, and then you alternate it on the next row. Instead, it's that stitch there. You do the plain stitches in the middle and the knit stitch in between. You alternate between the every 4 rows. I think I've done it myself, a couple of things for myself, and I usually do about 6 rows when I do it for myself or an adult size. But the lady liked the little cardigan, but it was too small for her grandson. I think she said was a year old, so she asked me if I would knit when I do my ones that I do to sell at the weekend, if I'll do the one for a year old. So that's what I'm doing, this one. And there was also another one that she had seen, but I sold. It was another cardigan. I think I sold it to Heather. Yes, it was a pink one with grey like slip stitch in the centre, and she also asked for that one, but she asked for that one in Air Force blue and white. So anyway, I had looked through all my wool, and I've got every colour of blue but Air Force. And I had seen a few posts on Facebook about Aldi having their wool in again. And I haven't had any wool in for a while, or the kind of wool that I would knit with. And there was double knitting and Aran and that. And so I thought, oh, I'll go and have a look. I did want 1 or 2 things, milk and bread and, 1 or 2 things like that. So I thought, oh, I'll nip to, instead of just going up to the little shop up the street, I'll nip up to, in my car up to Aldi's. It's only a 5-minute drive from where I live. So anyway, I went in and I got what I wanted, and then I went looking at the wool, and I was not pleased at all. This is what I got. I got this probably for myself. I was wanting some like this with a sparkle in it a little while ago. But they sent me from Lovecraft, but they sent me the wrong one. And this was a similar colour. It's like a bit like a lavender. They call it Blue Mist. But instead of being $3.99 for 4 balls, it is now $4.99. Which I can see the reason for that. It's, the petrol gone up in price, and like the gas and electric and all things like that, where stuff like this is bound to go up as well. And I know that Wilco have put theirs up. Theirs used to be £1.25 a ball, and it's now, I think it's £1.60 a ball. So we're probably going to find a lot of these online ones are probably going to start going up as well. But anyway, it's only a pound extra for their ball, which is like 25 pence for each ball. So I got that one. I saw that one, and this was what I call it Air Force Blue. They call it Tropics. Now, I thought I'll get 2 packs. I've opened that pack up and it's split across the day. They don't have those packs where you can stick them back down again. It was just glued and it tore across the packet, which I'm annoyed. So I got 2 packs of that one for $4.99. Now, I had an awful lot of trouble in the shop It's gone dark on my video again. That's why I moved my video over here, because of the sunshine shining through my window when I'm sitting on the settee is just making it too bright. And I'm over here and the video just keeps going light and dark all the time. But this is, I'll take a little bowl out of each pack. I'm not absolutely certain whether they are the same shade. One looks slightly darker to me, but I went through all the balls, all the packs, and every single one. There is not a bit of information about the dye lot on it. It just has the colour, and it tells you that it's 100 grams, 300 metres, 100% acrylic. But there's no dye number. And I picked up lots of packets and I could not, in the shop, I couldn't tell whether the colours were the same, but I don't know whether it's just the way it's wound. But one does look slightly darker to me. And then I noticed on the packet, it does have, yeah, some information here. Now when I've read it, it says double knit yarn tropics, and it has a long number 408860453712, and then it has this looks like a date 02/2022, and then it has 716500, which I thought might be the dye lot. I don't know what the long number is, so I checked on the other packet. And that has exactly the same information, the same long number, the date, and the 716500, which I'm thinking is, they must just be putting the dye lot number on the whole packet, which is what I thought anyway. I didn't check these after I got home. So that was that one. You put that ball back in there and put those down. I'll have to put some sellotape on that one to keep it fastened until I get ready to use it. And then I checked on this one. This one just says Blue Mist. And it has, the long number is different, which I don't know whether you can see there, the number on here. It's the long number there. And then that's the number with the date, and then this number after it is exactly the same as what's on the dark blue. So, and there are no dye lot numbers on these balls either, so I haven't got a clue whether the dye lots for the blue ones are both the same or not. And it is hard to tell sometimes. I can look at it and sometimes they look the same and sometimes they don't. It's just so hard to tell. So using these, I'm going to have to use them as two separate packs just in case. But I haven't got to get the two packs. I thought if I do a large size, because I was going to do some men's. I have one or two patterns with some men's to sell. And I thought if I got a larger pack, I'd be able to get a man's, but I'm not sure about that now. But I did buy it for the lady that asked me for the little baby one in the Air Force Blue, so I'll be using one of the balls out of it for that. But that's really annoying, and I think that's put me off buying any more of Aldi's wool. But I did look at the Aran. I thought I don't have a lot of Aran. I have a what's left of the red cardigan, which is not very much, and I do have the cream that I have got to do for Janet, and I do have some brown, and that reminded me on the brown. But I'll tell you anyway, when I was looking at the Aran, I did not like the look of it. I did not like the colours, excuse the language, they were shitty colours. I did not like the colours at all. And then when I checked I think there was some information on there's so much acrylic and so much wool. That's why they looked rather hairy. When I was looking at them and feeling them, I didn't like the feel of it. It was hairy. It felt hairy, felt rough. And that must be the wool in them. So I wasn't buying any of that. It was only $4.99 for a 500 gram. It was a 400 gram ball, which was worth it, but I didn't like the feel of it. So I didn't bother with that. And then we're talking about the brown Aran that I do have here. It's Majestic, I think. That reminded me on I started a cardigan a long time ago. I have a bag here. This is the bag that Sandra sent me, and I keep all my works in progress in this bag. I'm going to show you what I've got in here. Well, you've seen this little one that I've just started on anyway, but that one's going to be finished. And then I have this one. I started on a couple of weekends ago. I think it is taking quite a while, this one, because of having to cross all the cables over, but I have the back done for that. One of the fronts. And part the way up the other front, so that'll not take too long. You have the other ball for that one because I finished one ball. And then I have my own that I might get finished one day. I usually do a little bit of this when I'm down my granddaughter's. I get a few rows done every time I go down my granddaughter's. And then one I forgot all about, this little brown one. I think it's a 26-inch. And I started a little while ago and I've just completely forgot all about it. It's been in the bottom of the bag and everything's just been getting pushed on top of it. You can't see very there, you can see there. It's got a cable, it's a moss stitch and cable. And I think I'm nearly up to the armholes on the back, so I might have a go at that and try and get that one finished. And I can put that on my shop to well, it's not Etsy now, it's eBay. I'll be putting it on my eBay shop to sell. And then I have the ones that I'm busy knitting for Daddy at the moment. I'll try again. It's the one I'm doing for Daddy. That's the back done. I'll have to put this one in the bag to keep it out of the way until I get started again on Monday. It's one of the sleeves. And the second sleeve. And it'll not take much longer to do that because I'm, like Sandra said, it's like knitting with pokers. It's up very quick. But I had to stop knitting. I was knitting this last night and I had to stop knitting because I started getting pains in my finger and thumb, which I do sometimes if I do too much knitting. So I had to give my hands a rest last night. So, or otherwise I would have got that sleeve finished. But they're okay now. I've had to give myself a rest, but it was causing like a pain to go up my thumb and my finger. It's probably something like carpal tunnel or something like that, I think they call it. It's not too bad. Or a repetitive strain injury, I think. Probably that sort of thing. So I'll put that in my bag out the way. And I was telling you all about the trouble I have parking my car with my next door neighbour's friends that keep coming to her house and parking over my drive. I went out bingo on Thursday night. I came home, would have been about nearly 11:15 when I came back home. And as I was coming down, I live on it's It's like a horseshoe shape like this off the main part of the drive, off the crescent. And as I come down, I could see the car, it was a van, was parked. And I wasn't sure how close to my drive it was until I got up to it. I had to get out of the car and go and look, walk across the road and check that there was enough room for me to get my car through. I couldn't tell from sitting in the car, and I wasn't going to take the chance and going in. But if I hadn't been able to get in, I was just going to sit there and sound my horn till they came out. I would have walked the whole crescent up if they were in bed, but they'd have all known why. But anyway, I just managed to get in. I had about 2 inches to spare on either side of my car, and I managed to get into the drive. I went out shopping this morning, a little bit shopping. Came back. If I'd been 2 minutes later, I would not have been able to get into my drive. Wasn't the same van, it was a car this time, parked half on my drive and half over my garden. And it's starting to annoy me. I'm probably going to have to get onto the council about it because it's just not on. And I'm going to have a look here anyway. It's still parked over on my drive. I want to go out anywhere. I'm going to have to knock and ask them to shift the flaming car. Hey, honestly, I'm annoyed. But anyway, that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll catch up with you another time if I'm not in prison for murdering somebody. So bye for now.